Welcome to the Zeppeldar Commodore 64 Assembly Language Programming Tutorial Series Penultimate Episode 8. This series is intended for people who are interested in programming on the Commodore 64, and it is of a technical nature. I cover some of the basic steps required to create a scrolling adventure game in the spirit of the Ultima series of games. You can sort of be the fly on the wall, watching me as I develop the program's code. In Episode 7 I covered loading a new player map. In this video I expand upon that functionality by adding yet another player map, as well as implementing an easy method for activating the new player maps. A link to the source code for this project will be listed in the video's description. Thank you for being patient with me during this series. I know it's been slow going, but to make up for that, I will be releasing the next and final video in the series a couple of days from now. As promised, it will be covering loading player maps from disk. Alright, welcome to the first segment here in today's video. What I want to do is recap where we left off last time. I'm going to hit F5. Okay, so where we left off at the last time in this video series was I had set up where you press R. I'm going to press R to load another map. And that was just a quick proof of concept to load another map. Now what I want to do quickly, there's a couple of ways of achieving where you type E to enter and then have it load the map based on where you are entering. The first way is, well, there's more than a couple, but the first way that I can think of is to use your X and Y position on the map, and if you're hovering over a certain spot, then when you hit E, it will enter you into another realm. But I'm not going to use that method for this video, just simply because it's going to take a little longer to implement. What I plan on do is to use the character that you're hovering over as the determining factor. So if you're hovering over like that O, then you can enter into map 1. If you're hovering over the plus sign, you're entering map 2 or whatever. I'm just doing it that way just because it's quicker to implement, but normally you probably wouldn't do that. So let's take a look at that. Well, the first thing I want to do is start off with create a new copy. Go to Zef10 so I can have Zef9 as my point of reference. And then what I'm doing is hunting for something in the code. Give me a second. Here's what I'm hunting for. Before I overwrite what's on the screen, I want to save it off. So I'm overwriting position 54A. And I want to save that off. I don't know, save character, something like that. That way I can refer to the saved character. Let's get rid of this comment. Boom. And then I can have someplace else. So what I'd like to do is if it equals a certain character, then we can allow you to enter a specific map. If it's character A, you go into map A. If it's character B, you go to map B. So here's where it's checking for the R. I want to change that to E to enter. I need to print E to enter on the screen, but that's a detail further to implement down the road. I'd like to change this to an E. No idea what character it is. Let's find out. Stored at the top left position of the screen. Type a E. Looks like it's 0E. So let's switch it to 0E. And oops, and let's see. Let's remove this. Let's see if it works now, triggered by the letter E. Yes, okay. So now it's triggered by E instead of R. I'm not sure why I picked R. A few challenges. I have to allow whichever character. I have to allow the game to allow him to step into that instead of it being treated as a wall. So let's look for my sub. Allowable characters. Looks like 3A and 00 looking at this list. Oh, just 3A. It's the only allowable character, and 00 ends the loop. So let's look at the character set and see what I can come up with. I want to pick something that I can use in the character set so I can use it up here and type it, not some weird ASCII character that I can't use. So I'm thinking the asterisk and the hashtag. So hashtag is 23 and asterisk is 2A. So 23 and 2A. (23) 2A, and then let's put them on the map somewhere. I'm thinking like right here would be good for a hashtag, and just to keep it close, make this an asterisk. Let's see if it'll allow me to step onto it. I'm going to have to allow myself to get over there. To give myself a path through there. Now I'm going to try to move. So now it's allowing me to go right there. So that, if you imagine, actually it kind of looks like a bridge or a moat, but if you imagine that that's a castle or a town, and the same thing with this asterisk. Oh, but it's not allowing me to move there. Okay, I know what to do. I gotta put it back the way it was. So the first time it's 0, the second time it's 1, the second time it's 2, the third time it should end. I just put a 0 at the end, it's not really necessary. That should fix the problem. And now it's blocked, and I go there. Should allow me here. Blocked. Allow me there. Okay. So I had a little bug. Now good. So I see why. Generally, the first way you did something is generally the right way, but I was doing it two ways, and the one way was misleading me. But now this is working. The check can move. So now that I have it set that way, in order for this to really work, I need at least one more map, I think. Yeah, because I have my main map, which is the first one, then I have this alternate map. Now I'm going to create a third map. I think that's pretty good. I intentionally blocked off so you can't get in town center, so I don't have to use those special characters. I don't have to flag them. Now I just got to make available the dot, which I think is, I'll look at the character editor, 2E. Just got to make that one available. Add 2E to this, and increase this by 1. And then let's first I have to make it possible to load. For now, let's gonna do it the lazy way and reverse these. I don't have anything preventing that. Oh, I got a memory overwrite. Overlap error. Let me show you that. Still allowing it to run, but it's saying there's an overlap, which is going to cause problems. So what I'm going to do to fix that temporarily is move this out to the bottom. That should eliminate that warning. Okay, so now when I hit E, it should go to that new map. Oh, and it's not letting me move. Oh, so I see my mistake. 2E happens. We're human. Let's try that again. E. It's not very imaginative, I understand, but oh, something weird with the colors. That's because I didn't create a color for either of these. How I'm doing the colors, I believe it's detecting and then it's setting it to the color. So I have to add a few more entries to fix that so that the those new characters get colorized properly. I'm going to save my work at this point. Now I want to make it, when you enter the hashtag, you enter one map and then you enter the other map when you enter the asterisk. So let's figure out how I did this last time. So I did a simple routine to load new map. It needs to be a little different than this. So basically, if you press the E key, did I change the comment? Right here, there should not even there should be a comment. It goes directly to load new map. Now I want to change that to pick new map or something like that. Pick new map. Pick new map is simply going to say, if you're on top of a hashtag, call load new map. If you're on top of an asterisk, I got to create the routine to load the other map. Or modify this or make it a macro, however which way works. Initially, I'm just going to copy it though and change these pointers. So let's first let's check for the hashtag. Remember earlier we created that save character? Make sure I called it that. So now we're going to load the save character. Compare it to a, I should have this as a constant. Compare it to a branch if equal. Could literally just say branch if equal to load new map. Otherwise return. The other one was what? 2.3 instead of load new map, copy the new map, Control C, paste, load town map or something like that. Oops. Now instead of on town map, we're going to make this map 2. That's it, I believe. Change that. So this could easily be a macro. F5. Now let's see if it will load a different map. If I enter the hashtag town, now I'm in this map. Oh, when I hit I think I hit Q to quit, or either I have a bug. Let me see. F5. E. Okay, I see. When you hit E and you can't enter, or E to enter is now, if it doesn't find a match, it's ending the program. Instead, I need to go back to the main loop. I think that's what I was doing. I hit E in a random spot. So E does nothing. Right now it should say enter, but I don't have that implemented yet. So E. Now it doesn't quit. Now the problem is I don't think I have a way out of this map. I don't have a way to exit the map yet. So I'm going to start over. And I'm going to enter the hashtag map. I mean the asterisk map. That should be the town. E. And it put me inside. It put me in a jail. So that's the other consideration. You know, right now it's just doing the code to load the map, but really you want to also modify the code so that it positions the map, positions you on the right X and Y coordinate. But I'm not doing that in this segment here. But what I will do is make this a macro. It's just kind of macro load map, define macro, macro load map, end macro at the bottom. And then we'll say macro, I spelled that wrong, macro load map new map 1. And then here we just replace that with %1. %1. %1. And then here, instead of all this, got to be a little bold to do this the first time. Just make sure you save your work, and worst thing that can happen is you hit Control-Z or undo. So now we're just passing the parameter down, new map 1 or new map 2. Oh yeah, and so I got to move where this macro is, but let's move it. Up here I have a few macros. Oh, you can't use %1, it's /1. Oops. Yeah, /1 and /1. That was my mistake. And F5. Enter. Let's run it again with the other one. E to enter. Okay. So now we can see that the macro is working, and you know, we just, instead of having this all duplicated 2 times, just have it in one macro and then pass a parameter. And I guess I was thinking parameter was passed with a %, but it's actually /1. If you pass a second parameter, it'd be /2, like up here, /1, /2. The only thing is with doing the macros, it makes it harder to read down the road. Even though it succinks your code and shrinks it down a little, it does make it harder to read down the road. Unless you are 100% familiar with all of your program inside and out. You can argue that it makes it easier to read, but in a way it makes it more difficult. And until you do it, you probably won't understand what I'm saying, but that's one of those things. So that concludes this segment. Stick around, in the next couple of days I'll be releasing the final video in this series covering loading the player maps from disk.